back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Chloe. I am a mom to 2 boys. I am currently pregnant with my 3rd boy, and I post just about everything under the sun on this YouTube channel. So you should subscribe and you should like. And yeah, let's get into this video. I've had people ask how to tell your mom that you're pregnant as a teenager. I've had people asking about Keane's birth and his labor and his whole pregnancy. I've had people asking about Ajayi's. I thought I'd just make a video just highlighting all of that for you guys. So stay tuned if you want to know. First, we're going to start with how to tell your parents that you're pregnant at a young age. If you don't know me, I got pregnant when I was 16 years old with my first son, Keane. I was in high school, I was a sophomore, so I was pretty young and had to go through this. And this is my best tips and tricks on talking to your parents and telling them that you are expecting in high school. So the first tip I would give to start off this conversation is to have your parents sit by yourself. So if it's just you and your mom, if it's you and your dad, whoever, just your parents, just have them sit in a quiet room with no distractions. Make sure there's not a TV going, make sure there's not like siblings running in and out the room. You want like the full attention. You want everybody on the same thing in this room, okay? You want no distractions at all. And make sure it's the right timing as well. Don't do it like when your parents just get home. You know, when something chaotic kind of is going on in the family, just find the right time to just set everyone down in a single room. No distractions. 2, I would say make them aware that this conversation can be difficult. So just starting out like, I have something difficult to tell you. I have something rough to like break to you. Like, I don't know, just kind of like let them know what to expect. Like the conversation's about to be tough, okay? And with them having that in their mindset already, they're more open-minded, more ready to just get some crazy news thrown at them. Because if you're just like, hey, I'm 17 or I'm 16, 15, 14 and I'm pregnant, you're gonna be like, okay, it's gonna just hit them like a truck. So let them know that what you're about to say is gonna be hard. Of course, your parents are gonna be super angry and they're gonna have a lot of emotions going on. They're gonna be highly confused, and let them talk. Let them speak their minds to you. Don't interrupt, don't say nothing. Just really listen to what your parents are saying. Once they give you like their peace of mind and talk to you, let them know what you're thinking. If you're thinking about, you know, I don't want this pregnancy, talk that over with your parents. If you do want the pregnancy, talk that over with your parents. In my case, I had some people asking me if I was gonna keep the pregnancy or if I had thought about all my options, and I knew for both Keane and Ajayi that I wanted them. I was not gonna terminate the pregnancy. That's not my beliefs, but if that is y'all's, or y'all have that option open to y'all, that's completely up to you. But don't let your family or anybody talk you into something you're not comfortable with doing. Whether that is talking you out of terminating a pregnancy, talking you into terminating a pregnancy, or adoption, or whatever. Don't let people talk you into something that you really don't want to do, because at the end of the day, this is a choice you have to live with. You did what you got to do, and then you ended up pregnant. So at the end of the day, it's your choice to make. I know it's gonna be really difficult. I know a lot of people may get kicked out of the homes, or life in the home will become a lot more difficult. But this is a decision you'll have to live with the rest of your life. So make that one for yourself. Don't let people make it for you. But that just kind of sums up the talk with your parents, how to make it go a little bit smoother, how to go about it maybe a better way. Don't text them, don't call them, don't do any crazy shit, okay? Just try to take these steps into talking. I mean, everybody knows their parents, everybody knows who cares for them or who you plan to tell. Y'all know them the best. So if one of these you don't think would go a certain way, or you think you should take another option or a different route, that's completely fine. I'm just saying I like this route and I think it works the best, and I think it would get you and your family in a lot further great direction and communication when it comes to being a young mom or a young parent or whatever situation might be. So let's move on to the second part of this video. So the pregnancies I'm going to compare is Keane, which is my son. He was born in 2015, and Ajayi, which is my other baby boy, and he was born in 2018. And that is what we're gonna talk about. So with both of these pregnancies, they were both planned. As crazy as that sounds, I do have a video. I'm gonna link a card right up here talking about how I had a planned pregnancy at 16, and that's kind of the first part to this little series I have going on. So if you want to check that out, just click the card up top. Okay, so they were both planned. I was 16 when I got pregnant with Keane. I was 19 when I got pregnant with Ajayi. So how did I know I was pregnant? Well, with Keane, I kind of just had like this little feeling, and I had a pregnancy test already on hand, and I went to go take it, and it came up positive. All right, if you want more in details about Keane's pregnancy and stuff on that nature, click the card because it's in there and it'll tell you everything. But yeah, I just kind of had like a feeling. I took the test, it came back positive. With Ajayi, I had no idea. Me and my partner had wanted a baby, and we had quite a few months go by where we had negative tests, or I just was coming up not pregnant, or I'd have a period or something. And we went to the doctor one day because I had tests that were popping up positive, but some would pop up negative. We went to my OB office and they did a urine test, and they said that it was negative, but I should go get a blood test done, and that would come back 100% accurate. They would be able to see if I was pregnant, because maybe I was just too early. And I had started crying because I was like, you know what, I just don't want another letdown. I'm tired of being upset. I'm tired of not getting pregnant. But we did go get the blood test, and we got a call back, I would say the day after, I want to say. And yeah, the lady let us know that we were pregnant. We were very early on. We could only have been maybe about 4 weeks. We were excited. It was very random, crazy, out of the blue news. We really didn't expect her to say we were expecting, but we were. And yeah, I first got to see Keane's ultrasounds when he was 12 weeks. I had hid his pregnancy for a very long time. That is also linked in the video. And I had known I was pregnant with Keane for a very long time. I was at summer with my dad. They live in different states. My parents are not together, but I had hid it and came back, told my mom, and yeah, I didn't get to see Keane until I was about 12 weeks along. With Ajayi, we had gone, I think like the next day, to a pregnancy center that's quite a little bit away, but we had gone there, taken a urine test. It said it was pregnant, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I don't know why it's doing that, but now it's all of a sudden popping up pregnant. And then we got an ultrasound, and they saw the baby, and the baby was like a little peanut, dude. Like, he was so tiny. Keane was at least like a little baby, because 12 weeks is a baby for him. But yeah, Ajayi was just like a little peanut in the little photo. So now, morning sickness. I had very little morning sickness with Keane, which is my first pregnancy. I would get nauseous if I didn't eat the first time, like as soon as I woke up. Like if I got straight up out of bed, went to the kitchen, ate something, I was perfectly fine. Ajayi, I was nauseous 24/7. I was miserable 24/7. I had lost so much weight, and it didn't go away till about, I was around 25 weeks. That sucked. Now, weights. I've had a lot of questions asking me about my weight fluctuation as I was pregnant and stuff, and like how that happened. So my starting weight when I was pregnant with Keane. So my starting weight with Keane was 125. My ending weight was 170, which is a 45-pound difference, which is not too bad, honestly. I think that's a pretty good amount to gain while you're pregnant. With Ajayi, I had started at 160, and then because of my morning sickness and everything with that, I had ended up at 149 in weight, and then by the end of my pregnancy I had gained up to 205, which is another 45-pound difference if you do the starting weight to the end weight. Both of their births were very easy. I did not have any complications. I did not have any problems. They were pretty smooth sailing. Besides the morning sickness with Ajayi, they were very worth it, very easy, and just basically a normal pregnancy. And then when it comes to their birth, their births are so completely different, so different sides of the spectrum. It's insane. So let's get into that. So when I gave birth to Keane, I was at 39 weeks, and when I gave birth to Ajayi, I was 38 and 4 days. So they were pretty close, but they weren't completely at 40 weeks, both of them. So let's get into how I knew I was in labor. So with Keane, I was actually induced at 39 weeks. My doctor said the baby was getting kind of big for my body. I was really small at the time. I'm a big girl now, but at the time I was a really small girl, and they thought this baby was gonna be pushing 8 pounds, and I was just ready to go. I was in so much pain, I was miserable, and she was like, yeah, we can do an induction. So that's how we planned Keane's birth. With the Ajayi's, it was midday, and I had started getting some kind of like small leaking, and I had felt like I really had to pee, which is weird. And I was like, I don't know, I feel weird. And yeah, I don't know, I was like, Tristan, I don't know, I'm leaking kind of weirdly, so like, can we go to the hospital and see if it's like amniotic fluid? We got in the car, we had our bags with us, we went, got checked in. They didn't think, we thought we were gonna get sent home, so they put us in like this little off to the side birthing room that they don't really use, and they tested us, and I had gone pee. They made me go pee in a cup, and as I walked out, I started I was in my gown already. I'd already changed. I had peed and got into the gown, and as I was walking out, I was dripping, and I'd already peed, I've already wiped, I'm clean. I was dripping like little clear liquid, and then like there was like little dots of like maybe discoloration, like it was almost like blood. I went on the bed, and I was like, yeah, and I told her like, I'm leaking, like, do you see this? And she's like, yeah, I see it. So they went in, she went to go cervical check me to just see if I was dilated, or if she could feel the amniotic sac or things of that sort. And as soon as she put her fingers in, she was trying to feel, my water broke. It broke everywhere. And so it started gushing on the bed. I was like, is that what I think it is? And then she's like, that definitely looks like your water just broke, so let's go see. And she got this little strip, tested the fluid. It was amniotic fluid, but in the hospital they have to have other people check, even though how positive it was. So she took it to 2 other nurses, and they're like, yeah, that strip's obviously positive. And then she came back, she was like, you were probably just peeing a little. No, honey, I had a little tear and you just ripped the bitch open. So that's definitely how that happened. So when you get induced, they give you this medicine called Pitocin, and that is what gets your body to start contracting and start labor. But I did have the Pitocin, and then around 5 to 6 centimeters, ended up deciding to get a epidural. And an epidural is the kind of shot you get in the back, and what it does is it numbs you pretty much from like below your ribs all the way down. You can't feel your feet, you can't walk, you can't do nothing anymore, okay? With Ajayi, I got put into the room after they figured out it was my water, and all I did was just pace around the room, walk for a while, try to get on my birthing ball, try to make things get going and get started and stuff. And I did that one all natural. I didn't get a epidural, I didn't get any Pitocin, no medicine, no nothing. In the room I had, of course, in both of them, I had the father of the baby, I had my mother, and then the father of the baby's mother in the room, both times. 10 centimeters with both, obviously, and that's kind of like where shit started to hit the fan with both of them. So with Keane at 10 centimeters, I had this thing, and it's like, all girls have it, it's called a cervical lip. It's inside, it's not your girly stuff, it's inside, it's what protects the baby, but I had a lip that was in the way. Like, this one had moved all the way out, and this one was still there, and this freaking pooped on me both times during my pregnancy. Keane was actually, his heartbeat was dropping down to 50 every time I contracted, and that usually tells you that the cord is around the baby's neck, and that they're pretty much being strangled every time you contract, because every time you contract they go down and it pulls that cord tighter, and he was basically being suffocated every time I had a contraction. And with that cervical lip there, and me being a first-time mom, a teenager mom, my doctor advised that it wasn't a good idea to deliver naturally this baby, and that we should go into emergency C-section. And so I had to prepare for that in like a split second. They had my baby's father get dressed up in all the little doctory stuff, and I started crying because this was all very overwhelming. The mom started freaking out. They had the baby's father kind of getting dressed real quick. I was just crying and a mess, and my OB was so good. I had mentioned her in this video that's still linked up here. Her name was Heather Caudell. She was amazing, so freaking amazing. And she just came over to me and she's like, you know what, this baby's gonna come out fine. You're about to meet him, you will be safe, you will be okay, and we're gonna do this. And like, she was just talking like sense to me, trying to calm me down, and I felt like a sense of relief from her. And I was like, you're right, like, let's do this, like, let's go. So they wheeled me in. I'm on the bed, and I don't know if y'all have ever been wheeled into a surgical room, but it's white and there's lights everywhere. It's so bright, and you just feel like a test subject almost, just walking in here. There's doctors everywhere. They're all getting dressed real quick because it's emergency C-section, so no one really knew that this was about to happen. But hey, here I am, 16, getting an emergency C-section. So, and then we're gonna jump over to Ajayi's. So at 10 centimeters with Ajayi, I'm completely natural, still haven't had an epidural. That damn cervical lip is still in my way. So they have brought nurses in here, and this one was apparently really good with getting that cervical lip to move by putting you in different positions. So they give me a peanut ball. If you don't know what a peanut ball is, it looks like a peanut. It's like, if that gives you any kind of idea. But it fits perfectly between your legs. So they had me lay like on my side, and they were like folding me, putting things on my belly to kind of like, I was like a freaking origami on this bed, dude. And at 10 centimeters dilated and things pushing on your belly and your legs being folded and you being twisted in different ways, I promise you to God, I was so miserable. And also, while they were folding me into an origami, I was also having back labor with Ajayi. And what back labor is the baby is supposed to be facing belly, like belly to your back. So when they come out, their belly, this is your back, their belly is right here. They're supposed to be coming out like that. Ajayi was flipped, so he was back to back with me. And when that's happening, you have back labor. Girl, that is so fucking painful. I don't know if y'all have been through it, but oh Lord Jesus, it hurts. Because not only are you dealing with the contractions, you're dealing with your back breaking. Like, you literally feel like your back is breaking, and it is the worst freaking pain in the world. Not to scare anybody, but it hurts. So jumping back over to Keane's birth, I got into the room, and I'm about to give y'all a tip about this in a little bit, just in a minute, because I'm going to give y'all a bunch of tips and things I wish I would have known, or things I'd like y'all to know just if you're a first-time mom or something, or just didn't know it. But make sure you talk to your anesthesiologist. He will be right here above your head. You're laying on the bed, your anesthesiologist is right here, like you're laying straight up looking at the ceiling. He's right here next to you, or she's right there next to you. Currently have an epidural. They will put your medicine through your epidural. If not, I believe, I don't know, I haven't gone through this. I haven't gone through another emergency C-section without an epidural already in place. But I think they would probably give you some type of sedative or some type of epidural kind of situation to numb you. But in my case, I told him, he kept poking me right here. They'll poke you in the shoulder, asking you if you can feel this. Is this sharp? Or he'll poke you. I was pretty sure he was poking me right here. At what I can remember. He's like, can you feel this? Yes, it's sharp. Can you feel this? Yes, it's sharp. Can you feel this? Yes, it's freaking goddamn sharp. And I guess he just thought I was panicking or I was scared or something. I'm gonna put a warning label right here. This is a graphic, okay? So if you don't do graphic stuff, if you don't do craziness, just turn down the volume right quick, and I will put another notice, a warning saying it's over, so you don't have to hear this, okay? I told him I could feel it. I told him that I really could feel what's going on. Like, I could feel everybody touching me. My epidural was starting to wear off, I guess, and I told him I could feel it. And so then I felt the doctors go ahead and cut me. Oh god dang, when I tell you pain, I mean that is painful. I don't know how deep they went, but they dragged that knife and they cut me, and I yelled fucking stop. My baby daddy was not in the room yet. I said, bring my baby daddy into this room right now and fucking wait. So I told him, I was like, I told you I can fucking feel this. They're fucking cutting me. I do, and like, just with how much adrenaline and shit going on in your head at that moment, I swear to God, the pain wasn't what it should have been. When I say it fucking hurt, okay? I felt the first cut of my C-section. I could have killed every motherfucker in that room, okay? Sorry for my language, but it was bad, okay? And so he ended up giving me more medicine, pumping that shit up, and felt good. I was numb then. And then they finally brought my baby daddy in the room because everything was situated. And I told him, I was like, they just cut me. Like, I told him I wasn't numb yet. They cut me and I felt it. And he was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, would I be fucking lying? Like, and then we just sat there. And I swear it was only like 3 to 5 minutes of just waiting. And then I felt them start pushing on my stomach. And like, when I say pushing, I mean like I was gasping for air. I was like up here, like gasping. Like you see girls laying in C-sections and they're just looking all pretty, just waiting. No, bitch. They were pushing on my ribs. They were in my lungs, trying to get this baby out, is what it felt like. And I was like gasping for air. It was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of stuff going on down there. And then I finally felt this sense of relief. And they had pulled Keane out, and Keane started crying like immediately. And she did tell me, yeah, the cord was around the baby's throat. And the crazy thing is, during your C-section, they're talking. They're like having a legit ass story. And I guess that's just to keep you distracted or keep you just saying like, oh, they're good. They know what they're doing and not being quiet, you know. Just having a casual conversation, you know. And I felt like that was kind of like relieving to me. But as soon as Keane came out, he started crying. It took him a second for them to wipe him off, just make sure he was good. And then they came around with him wrapped up in like the little like sheet blanket thingy. It's not like an actual blanket yet. It's like something to keep blood off stuff. He came, showed us, and we're like, oh my God, that's our baby. And it was like, it was crazy. It was so sweet, and it was such a surreal moment. So that was Keane's birth. Now let's go over to Ajayi's. Okay, and then a vaginal birth after cesarean is called a VBAC, and it stands for exactly that, vaginal birth after cesarean. So that's what I had with Ajayi. They weren't really able to get the lip to move, the cervical lip to move that much by orgasming me and putting me in crazy twister positions. So what they did, again, if you don't like gross stuff, just turn it down. But they took their finger and they pulled that sucker to the side. They said, I'm gonna need you to scooch. But before that, I told them while they were putting me in orgasm, can I have something to help with the pain? Because I was sitting at a 10 and I felt like I had to push. And if you're not allowed to push when you feel like you have to push, it is the most like, it's like being underwater and no one's letting you up to breathe. Like, you know you need to come up and breathe, but they're like, no, you're not coming up to breathe. This is a natural thing you're supposed to be able to do. I need to push, but I can't because this lip's in the way. So they ended up coming, they had an anesthesiologist come and they just gave me like, you can't get an epidural this late. You can't. So they gave me like kind of like a, I don't even know what they gave me, but it felt good. Kind of like a numbing kind of agent thingy majigger, and I was numb for about 10 minutes. And during that 10 minutes, they had pulled the lip over. Yeah, they had just physically moved the lip. They had called the doctor in. They did some practice pushes, and they were like, okay, wait. Because I guess we're going too fast, okay? Like, the baby was coming a little faster than they anticipated, I guess. So then we got the doctor. The doctor came in, started getting ready, was looking around, checking everything out. And yeah, I ended up having my little baby boy after a few pushes, and it was crazy. I always wanted to have like just a normal like vaginal birth. I mean, my C-section meant just as much to me, but I was really proud of myself that I could have a vaginal birth after a C-section, because people told me I wouldn't be able to do it. I just have C-sections the rest of my life, and suckers. So if you're ever caught in that situation where you have a C-section first and you're far enough out on your second pregnancy to try VBAC, talk to your doctor about it. So that kind of concludes the differences and what happened during both of their births. They both came out healthy. They're both 7 pounds. So Keane came out 7 pounds 8 ounces. Ajayi came out 7 pounds 10 ounces. Keane was 19 inches long. Ajayi was 20 inches long. So they were like right there neck and neck. They were both big old boys, but they were so cute, and I was so excited and so happy to be a mom of both my babies. So this video is pretty lengthy, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a new video for the tips, tricks, and hacks. So check that out next video. See ya. This ain't over.